In today's news, Governor PRUCE says his decision on Vanterpool was based on efficiency of the Royal Virgin Islands police force. Virgin Islanders protest removal of acting police commissioner. VI shows solidarity with Jamaica and Haiti through disaster relief telethon. Expanded support services form part of next year's development agenda. These and more stories when 284 News returns.
At Higher BVI, we're not just about business. We're about empowering lives, and that is because we aspire to inspire. By choosing us, you're supporting a company that believes in equal opportunities, diversity, and community growth. Our mission goes beyond profit. It's about providing HR solutions, fostering talent, and leaving a positive impact. Join us in building a better future, a better BVI. Choose Higher BVI, where your support isn't just a transaction, it's a transformation. Together, we're changing lives in these beautiful Virgin Islands.
We mash the gas, them bite the dust. We set the speed while they gathering rust. Inside we heart BVI come first. So please don't be fooled cause they not like us. Once we mash the gas, them bite the dust. Cause we always fast and we always fuss. If you want a real speed, you know who to trust. Somebody better tell them they're not like who? They're not like us. CCT fast, like CCT fast, like CCT just generosity, love the community bad, like CCT first with the 5G. Cause BVI is we.
Welcome to the Tuesday, November 11th edition of 284 News. I am Jaco Wooding Donovan, bringing you the latest out of the British Virgin Islands. Thank you so much for joining us. Governor Daniel PRUCE has defended his decision to end Jacqueline Vanterpool's acting tenure as Commissioner of Police. More in this report. Governor Daniel PRUCE is defending his decision to end the extended acting tenure of Commissioner of Police Jacqueline Vanterpool, stating that the move was guided solely by his responsibility to ensure the effective functioning of the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force. Speaking on Monday on the Talking Points radio program, PRUCE said he had carefully weighed the impact of Vanterpool's continued acting leadership before deciding that she would revert to her substantive post of Deputy Commissioner on November 18th.
But this is in relation to the organisation of the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force. I know there's been quite a bit of commentary which has personalised this matter, and obviously people are involved, not least Acting Commissioner Vanterpool herself. But in making this judgment, I've had to consider a very broad range of factors which relates to the operation of the police force as an organisation. Obviously, we've had an extended period with an acting commissioner. When Jackie was first appointed, I certainly didn't envisage that it would be over a year that she would have to fulfil that role. And in any organisation, especially one as complex, operating in such a difficult environment as the RVIPF is, a long period of acting leadership has an impact.
He noted that the role and expectations of the Commissioner's position have evolved, and this has also influenced his assessment.
A further consideration very much in my mind was the nature of the role, the nature of the job of Acting Commissioner has changed. It has changed significantly in the light of the findings of the Law Enforcement Review, which we took delivery of a little earlier this year. But obviously Jackie took on the acting role prior to that. So all those things considered, and very much considering, as I say, my duty to take decisions which help ensure the Virgin Islands Police Force will be able to function effectively. my view was that the most appropriate course of action at this stage was for Jackie to return to her substantive role as Deputy Commissioner.
PRUCE stressed that the decision was not taken lightly and followed significant consideration. He said he remains confident that the move is in the best interest of the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force.
One which sits within the responsibilities that any governor has for the RVIPF at any time, and it's one which I am confident will be in the interests of the RVIPF, recognising the circumstances which, are of no one's creation, but these circumstances where we have found ourselves going through an extended period of acting leadership, and obviously the related issues that brings.
So, Governor, you said the gentleman who is coming, he's going to be in an acting role as well?
So, just to be clear, the process for who may come into the interim acting role is a process that's just underway. I've made a nomination to the Police Service Commission. The person I've nominated, his name is Richard Olger. Until recently he was the Commissioner of Police in Gibraltar, another overseas territory. And I've submitted the nomination and his CV and career details to the Police Service Commission and asked them for their advice, as the Constitution rightly requires me to do. I await the advice from the POSC. But whoever comes into the role, whether it's Richard Olger or someone else, they will be in that role on an interim acting basis. The separate process of appointing the permanent police commissioner continues, and continues under its own arrangements, its own track.
The governor also confirmed that the Police Service Commission has submitted its own nominee for the post of Deputy Commissioner. In the interim, however, he has recommended Richard Olger to serve as interim acting commissioner as the leadership transition continues. Meanwhile, residents of the Virgin Islands took to the streets on Monday to oppose Governor Daniel PRUCE's decision to remove Acting Commissioner of Police Jacqueline Vanterpool. Residents of the Virgin Islands took to the governor's office on Monday, November 10th, in a passionate protest against the governor's decision to remove Acting Commissioner of Police Jacqueline Vanterpool from her post effective November 18th. "What is being done to Jackie is very wrong," protesters chanted. Several speakers addressed the crowd, voicing concerns about the decision and calling for unity and transparency in governance. Premier and Minister for Finance Dr. Natalia Wheatley joined the demonstration and delivered a spirited speech urging residents to stand together and defend the interest of the territory.
Say no to disrespect. No to dictatorship. Yes to democracy. We are here on behalf of our sister, Jackie Vanterpool. Jackie has been disrespected. Jackie has been disregarded. Jackie has been ignored. Jackie has been passed over. And the people of the Virgin Islands are saying no. No to disrespect. No to dictatorship. No to disregard. Jackie applied for the post. Mr. Olga, I hope I'm getting his name right. He did not apply. Jackie was born right here in the Virgin Islands. Mr. Olga was not born here. Jackie went to school right here in the Virgin Islands. Virgin Gala to be exact. Mr. Olga did not go to school here. Jackie came up in the force. Right here. She walked her way up from the beginning. From the bottom. Mr. Olga knows nothing about the Virgin Islands. Mr. Olga did not apply. So how is it that a daughter of this soil, who grew up here, who came up in the force, who understands the people of the Virgin Islands, how is it that she can just be disregarded like she is nothing, like she is nobody? Jackie is somebody. Jackie is one of we. Are we going to allow her to be treated that way? We cannot. We will not allow Jackie to be disregarded like that.
Dr. Kedrick Pickering expressed skepticism about the process, suggesting that there is something fishy in the manner in which the decision was made. Dr. Pickering cited historical context, referencing a 1999 document titled Partner for Progress and Prosperity in the UK Overseas Territories, and a 2007 constitutional negotiation that led to the establishment of the National Security Council, implying that the current developments are inconsistent with past agreements and governance structures.
I note well in the governor's letter that he stated, Commissioner, you are directly responsible to me. I note well. As far as I can recall, while that is her direct boss, the governor also has to take into consideration the views of the National Security Council. Because one of the advancements in the Constitution in 2007 was that exact council that was set up. It is made up for informational purposes. The governor, the premier, one other minister appointed by the premier, usually the deputy premier, the commissioner of police, and the attorney general. Only 3 people can vote. The 2 elected officials and the governor. The other 2 are ex officio members. That council was set up in that time to allow for what was the removal of what was then a Monday morning meeting in which the governor, the commissioner of police used to meet every Monday morning down here to discuss matters of state, and no elected representative was involved in that process. So the National Security Council was a major advancement during that time. Coming out of the 2007 Constitution, I want you to pay careful attention to this, was the establishment of the Police Services Commission, the Police Services Commission, and the Judicial and Legal Services Commission. Now, they were established before, but there were new provisions that were introduced in those orders. One of those was that the governor acting on the advice of. Now pay attention. Those of us who were in those meetings know very well how the negotiations go. And there's something called the letter of the law, and there's something called the spirit of the law. And although we had fought hard to ensure that the governor would be bound by the advice of those councils, the UK representative pushed back hard on it and says he will only be subject to the advice, not necessarily meaning he had to obey the advice. I want you all to pay attention to that, because let us not be fooled into thinking the governor did anything outside of his responsibility or the powers that are vested in him. He has the right and responsibilities to refuse to accept any recommendation for any one of those bodies. So he's not outside his right.
Public attention now remains focused on the fate of Commissioner Vanterpool and the broader implications for leadership. Up next, VI shows solidarity with Jamaica and Haiti through disaster relief telethon. These and more stories after a quick break.
My name is Henry Bosch. I work for PPG. I'm here to explain to you the use of the Deltron NXT paint line and Enviro-based high performance, one being solvent-borne and the next being water-borne. The difference is that one is totally manufactured with rosins and thinners and all the good stuff that solvents bring, versus our new technology, which is waterborne, which is 100% latex. What we're gonna do is that we reduce the solvent-borne with a DT885, which is a mid-temp reducer, and the waterborne uses T494, which is a waterborne reducer. We will today be using either DCU 2042 which is a speed clear, or we will be using DCU 2021, which is a classic. We have here our equipment. We have 8-ounce measuring cups, and we also have our 32-ounce mixing cup. We will also have with us our Venturi. This is a blower for us to dry the waterborne paint, which speeds up the process. The good thing about waterborne paint is that as soon as it evaporates, you're good to go. So now Gilligan will dilute the waterborne paint with the waterborne reducer. We made 8 ounces, that would be 1.6 ounce. It always has to be properly mixed until we get an even mixture within the paint mixing cup. So when we spray, we don't see uneven coats of color. So right now we're filling our paint gun with 8 ounces of diluted paint. We're gonna see how far 8 ounces will take us. Waterborne paint seems to look blotchy on your first coat. Don't pay no mind to that. Don't try to achieve full coverage on your first spray. Excellent. Let it dry. So the process in waterborne is 2 even coats, and then we have what we call a dust coat. Well, now we're gonna have Mr. Brown apply the first coat of clear on his waterborne panel. We'll let it flash off, and then he'll come back and coat it with his second coat to finish it off. As you had seen in the previous shots, we had a little blotchiness, and you'll see some patches. That's all due on purpose to sandpaper to prove that with EnviroBase high performance, all technicians, the body work has to end at 800 grit or plus. Well, EnviroBase is like, we're trying to shift everyone into that slowly but surely. The entire west coast of the United States and all of Canada has already been on waterborne for the past 10 years. And now soon it'll be the eastern seaboard, which covers the Caribbean. So when that happens, we'll all be affected. So it's best to start now, start trying and applying waterborne, because eventually everyone will be on it. And referring to technicians, it's less harmful because it doesn't have all the toxic chemicals that solvent-borne paints do.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us. The British Virgin Islands has rallied behind Jamaica and Haiti after Hurricane Melissa, raising over $100,000 through a national disaster relief telethon on Sunday and deploying support teams to assist in recovery efforts in Jamaica. The British Virgin Islands has reaffirmed its support for Jamaica and Haiti following the devastation caused by Hurricane Melissa by raising more than $100,000 during a national disaster relief telethon on Sunday. During the event, Dr. Neil Smith of the BVI Electricity Corporation announced that a 6-man team has already been deployed to Jamaica, where they will work for roughly a month to assist in power restoration.
We had our team ready by the Friday after it hit, which was a day after, and they left on the Sunday. I think we were probably the second team in Jamaica at the time, and right now they are in the Montego Bay area. Their task is to rebuild a line that is supposed to power a water plant and a hospital in that area. They seem to be doing well. They seem to be quite happy. When I'm saying happy, they, what they're doing, they're not depressed or stressed out. But I'm quite pleased that we have the opportunity to assist our sister utility. They came to us in 2017 when we had Irma and Maria, and they did a lot of work for us, and we're quite grateful for the assistance that they gave us, and I'm pleased that we now have the opportunity to return the favor.
Meanwhile, Stacey Lloyd, director of the BVI Red Cross, outlined the organization's preparedness measures ahead of the hurricane and the relief now underway. Lloyd emphasized that the Red Cross remains committed to supporting affected communities and coordinating aid as needs evolve.
As far as the disaster in Jamaica, Haiti, and other countries that were devastated, the Red Cross were, of course, on the ground prior to Hurricane Melissa arriving to the different islands. The Red Cross Jamaica mobilized 400 volunteers and immediately distributed 750 blankets, 250 cleaning kits, 215 hygiene kits, and 215 shelter tool kits, and around 1,000 tarpaulins. In the other countries that were devastated, mainly Haiti, similar efforts were made prior to Hurricane Melissa making landfall. Since then, the International Federation of the Red Cross has launched an appeal for recovery efforts in the different islands that were devastated by Hurricane Melissa. So there have been appeals in excess of 23 million for Jamaica and 15 million for Haiti. These efforts have been very well received from the international community. And today specifically, we are speaking to us here in the British Virgin Islands. So we're asking for persons, of course, to call in and to pledge your contribution to this telethon so that these efforts can go, so the monies can go to recovery efforts for Jamaica and Haiti.
Dr. Paul Dennis, Jamaica's consul to the BVI, expressed heartfelt gratitude to the BVI community for its generosity and solidarity during a difficult time for the region.
I cry when I see the videos emanating from my country. There are parts of Jamaica that I simply do not recognize. The parish of Black River and in the parish of St. Elizabeth, and in fact, the capital town of Black River, where it hit, has been completely obliterated. The sea simply reclaimed the town. There are business places which are filled with mud and boulders. We have a 300-year-old Anglican church which has stood its ground through every natural disaster that has been thrown at it. It was a symbol of the town of Black River and the parish of St. Elizabeth. It was to Black River what the Eiffel Tower was to Paris. All that remains of it is the bell tower. And as I indicated earlier this afternoon, there are still communities in Jamaica which are submerged underwater. The last account I had the official death toll, remarkably, despite the ferocity of this Category 5 hurricane, only at 32. But each time the death toll is revised, it comes with a rider saying, but we can expect it to rise. Why? Because there are still communities which have remained underwater, or partially so, and there are still persons unaccounted for. So we still do not know what we will eventually find and what the ultimate death toll will be. But as other panelists on this panel and earlier have indicated, it is in times like these that we pull together. And I will end where I began this evening, which was to thank the community of the BVI who have put their hands and hearts together with us to make us beneficiaries of this evening's endeavor. And again, I say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Up next, expanded support services form part of next year's development agenda, and moderate showers expected as moisture moves across the BVI. After a quick word from our sponsors.
As the winds start to whisper of approaching storms, it's time to safeguard your sanctuary.
Hey, have you checked your insurance policy lately?
Not recently. Why?
It's very important to check your insurance policy before the hurricane season.
That's a good idea. I'll reach out to my provider and get some information.
Awesome. Come, son. Let's plan for emergencies together. We're gonna include your favorite comfort kit.
Thanks, Dad. That makes me feel safer.
We're packing extra medications and extra batteries for your hearing aid.
And by the way, don't forget my glasses.
Okay, Pops.
Alright, let me see. Okay.
What's going on, dog?
What you saying? You good?
You got truck? How you
Well,
on here doing?
I hear trimming some of the branches to make sure they don't cause a frig when the storm come.
Fair point. I gotta go clean out the gutter them down by me so nothing don't build up. You know how that could go sometimes.
Makes sense. That sounds good. We gotta be prepared.
Facts.
Sometimes we get off track, but that's okay.
Yo, thanks for chilling with the dog today, you know.
Man, anytime, you know I got you.
Yeah, but the place so damn hot now. And you know the old people them say when it's so hot, a storm somewhere out there coming.
Listen, I rebuke that in the name of great God of the universe, okay? Let me move these stuff so they don't cause a problem.
Alright, me want my neighbor window get knocked out at all, Mr.
Remember, we're in this together. Reach out to your community, lend a hand, and shield each other from the storm's challenges. A message from the Department of Disaster Management and 284 Media.
Just give me my service.
Yeah. Just give me my service.
Just give me my service.
Make the switch to CCT and get connected today. Unlimited talk, text, and data. Visit any CCT store or call us at 444-4444. CCT, Life Unlimited.
Welcome back and thank you so much for sticking with us. The government of the Virgin Islands is set to roll out a series of major healthcare upgrades and social support projects in 2026. The government of the Virgin Islands will undertake a broad range of healthcare and social development projects in 2026, Premier and Finance Minister Dr. Natalio Wheatley announced during his budget address last week. Dr. Wheatley said the upcoming year will see significant improvements to medical facilities, including upgrades to the lobby of the Dr. D'Orlando Smith Hospital and Greenland Clinic to enhance accessibility for patients and visitors.
In 2026, key initiatives include upgrading the Peebles Hospital lobby for better accessibility, installing a central backup generator at 2 hospitals, roof repairs at the North Iris O'Neill Clinic, and improvements at Greenland Clinic. Or designs for a clinic at Greenland.
In addition to healthcare upgrades, 2026 will mark the start of construction on the $1.7 million transitional center in East End Long Look, designed to provide temporary housing for vulnerable families in the need of immediate support.
Mr. Speaker, 2026 will see commencement of construction of a $1.8 million transitional center at the East End Long Look, in Long Look, to provide temporary housing for vulnerable families. Allocations have been made to establish a senior citizens' home in Greenland, for renovations to the Rainbow Home and Autism Center, and for repairs to community centers at Eastern Long Look, North Sound, and Porcel Estate. The Safe Haven Transitional Center will launch a vocational apprenticeship program to empower residents with skills for reintegration, alongside community service cleanup activities and an advocacy program or campaign promoting social inclusion and homelessness awareness. The Office of Gender Affairs will strengthen coordination with ministries through the establishment of a Gender Focal Points Network and deliver gender-responsive budgeting training in partnership with CARTAC. Updates to the National Policy on Gender Equality and Equity are also planned,
reinforcing the commitment to inclusive and equitable policy development. In alignment with the objective of establishing adaptive and shock-responsive social protection systems, the Social Development Department will prioritize the full implementation of its digital case management system across all service units in 2026.
A major initiative for next year will be the launch of a vocational and apprenticeship program at the Safe Haven Transitional Center. The program aims to equip residents with practical skills to support their reintegration to the community. SHTC will also roll out community cleanup activities and a public advocacy campaign to raise awareness about homelessness and promote inclusion. Premier Wheatley said the projects reflect the government's commitment to strengthening social services, improving healthcare access, and ensuring vulnerable populations receive the support and opportunities they need. In weather, forecasts indicate partly cloudy to cloudy occasional conditions with a moderate chance of passing showers throughout the next 24 hours. Moisture embedded within the wind flow, associated with a ridge of high pressure, will move across the area and maintain a 60% or moderate chance of showers into tonight. Winds will blow from the east at 8 to 18 miles per hour, with gusts reaching up to 28 miles per hour, mainly during showers. Seas are expected to range from 4 to 6 feet, and small craft operators are advised to exercise caution in open waters. Sunrise tomorrow will be at 6:23 a.m. And that's it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for updates at 284media.com, like us on Facebook at 284media, and 284BVI on Instagram and X, formerly Twitter. I am Jaco Wooding Donovan, and I will see you again tomorrow. So have yourself a safe and enjoyable evening. Goodbye.